Have you ever felt that kind of silence that doesn't really hurt, but still makes you restless? As if there's something hidden between the lines of the distance, an invisible force quietly moving everything behind the scenes. Many people call it coincidence, but those who've experienced a deep spiritual connection know these are twin flame signs, the first whispers of an awakening that goes far beyond logic. It's when the universe seems to play with mystery, and the heart understands what the mind still tries to deny. Imagine a man who suddenly pulls away without explanation. He stops responding, avoids eye contact, and all that's left behind is a void that screams. But what if that silence isn't the end? What if it's the beginning of something much greater, the first step in a quiet journey known as the divine masculine awakening? It's fascinating to think that separation could be the very moment destiny begins to align, the start of a process perfectly designed by the universe itself. The secret truth is that behind every separation, there's a hidden purpose. It's as if the universe is saying, wait. There's still something that needs to be healed. And that's where awakening begins. Today, you're going to discover the 7 phases of twin flames and the twin flame union signs that show your reunion might be closer than you think. But before you can understand his phases, you need to understand the mirror he represents within you. This video isn't just a spiritual explanation, it's a definitive guide, born from real observations, personal experiences, and moments when the soul spoke louder than reason. The divine masculine awakening is invisible to the eyes but deeply felt by the heart. It's the moment when a man unknowingly starts revisiting the ruins of his own past, trying to understand who he is, what he feels, and what truly connects him to his twin flame. Maybe you're in that phase right now, when he seems distant, cold, or confused. He goes silent, but his silence carries spiritual echoes. And what if I told you that this distance is just one of the 7 phases of twin flames, the prelude to the most intense transformation he's ever experienced? The universe doesn't separate to punish, it separates to rebuild. While he faces his shadows, you're being called to look within and realize that healing begins in the reflection he represents in you. These phases are rarely understood, and the twin flame union signs may already be unfolding before your eyes, repeating numbers, vivid dreams, that unexplainable feeling of presence. None of it is random. It's the universe preparing you for the secret truth about twin flames. Union doesn't begin when 2 people meet, but when 2 souls awaken. If this message resonates with you, like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, that way, you'll help this message reach more hearts ready to awaken. Phase 1, the silent awakening. It all begins in silence, the kind of silence that speaks louder than 1,000 words. This is when he starts to question everything, his purpose, his choices, the emotions he once thought he had under control. It's as if the universe hits the reset button on his soul, and suddenly, nothing seems to make sense anymore. He might be working, laughing, or hanging out with friends, but inside, there's an invisible storm, the beginning of the divine masculine awakening, the moment when the soul starts to awaken from an ancient sleep. During this phase, he feels her energy even from afar. Dreams that seem too real, memories that resurface out of nowhere, a restlessness he can't explain. These are subtle twin flame signs. He thinks of her in the middle of a meeting, feels a shiver when he hears a certain song, or notices her name appearing in random places. It's the universe winking at him, whispering, "Wake up, it's time to remember." He starts to seek solitude, not because he wants to isolate himself, but because he needs to understand what's happening inside him. These moments of confusion mark the beginning of sacred chaos, an invitation to transformation. His soul is being called to look within, even if he doesn't yet understand why. And that's when the cycle begins to move, inevitably leading him to the next stage, the collapse of the ego. A powerful process where everything untrue begins, little by little, to fall apart. Phase 2, the ego collapse. After the first awakening comes the most painful part, the collapse of the ego. This is when he starts to realize that his old identity no longer holds up. Everything he once used as a shield, control, pride, logic, begins to crumble. It's like watching a castle collapse in slow motion, each falling stone revealing an old wound. He tries to escape, diving into distractions, work, or new people, but nothing fills the emptiness now screaming inside him. This phase is confusing because his heart wants to feel, yet his mind still resists. He rationalizes everything, makes excuses, and sometimes even convinces himself that he doesn't feel anything anymore. But deep down, the universe keeps applying gentle pressure, removing everything that no longer vibrates with truth. These are twin flame union signs, showing up as synchronicities, unexpected encounters, and the sheer impossibility of forgetting her, no matter how hard he tries. He believes he's protecting himself, when in reality, he's only delaying the inevitable, the meeting with his own soul. This is the moment when the masculine tries to hide from his own light. But the more he runs, the more the universe places him in front of the mirror. It's chaos before clarity, dismantling before rebirth. And it's right at this breaking point that something magical happens. He begins to see in her the reflection of everything he once denied within himself. Phase 3, the feminine reflection. This is where the feminine energy steps in as a living mirror, revealing everything he's been avoiding. When he looks at her, he doesn't just see a woman, he sees his own soul reflected back at him, with all the light and shadow he's tried so hard to hide. It's as if the universe is saying, "Look, this is who you are." And that realization terrifies him. The divine masculine awakening intensifies because love begins to strip away his masks, exposing what's raw, real, and unfiltered. He feels guilt, shame, love, and a deep desire to heal. Suddenly, he becomes interested in self-awareness, books about spirituality, videos about energy and the soul, maybe even about the 7 phases of twin flames. He searches for answers, but the truth isn't out there, it's within. It's as if every word she's ever spoken echoes through his memories, reminding him of who he truly is when he's free from fear. The process is painful, but it also awakens a rare kind of courage, the kind that's born from true love. And while he's trying to pull himself together, she wonders why he disappeared. The answer is simple, yet profound, because she showed him who he really is, and that takes strength to face. The feminine reflection is the turning point, the line between running away and standing still. And it's within this inner confrontation that he enters the most intense phase of all, the dark night of the soul. Phase 4, the dark night of the soul. This is the most intense point of the journey, the dark night of the soul. It's when the masculine finds himself completely stripped of illusions and forced to face everything he's always avoided, his fears, regrets, and shadows. He lies awake at night staring at the ceiling, asking himself, why do I still think about her? It's in this moment that the divine masculine awakening reaches its peak, and the universe invites him to walk through the inner fire, one that purifies rather than destroys. The twin flame signs become stronger during this phase. Symbolic dreams, songs that remind him of her, places he revisits without knowing why. It's as if every fragment of his daily life becomes a mirror reflecting what still needs healing. He feels longing, but it's a spiritual longing, not just for her presence, but for the version of himself that was connected to the truth of his own heart. The pain he feels is the universe's silent push toward awakening. And here's the paradox, the more he tries to run from what he feels, the more the universe makes him feel it. This is the alchemy of the soul, where the fire of emotion burns away what no longer serves and shapes what is essential. He doesn't understand it yet, but he's being prepared for something greater, purification. The moment when pain begins to turn into clarity. Phase 5, the purification. After the fire comes the fresh air of renewal. Purification is the phase where he begins to cleanse his own energetic field, cutting cords, releasing people and habits that no longer resonate with his new frequency. It's like shedding old skin, everything heavy, false, or superficial starts to fall away. He changes the way he speaks, the way he looks at things, even the people around him. Even his taste in music shifts. It's the divine masculine awakening taking physical form, the moment when the spirit begins to align with the soul's true purpose. At this stage, he starts to notice that certain conversations drain him, that some environments feel heavier than before. His energy becomes more selective. He stops seeking distractions and begins to seek meaning. And without realizing it, every choice he makes is guided by twin flame union signs, the longing for peace, a heightened intuition, and the quiet sense that he's being prepared for something greater. It's a silent process, but one that transforms him deeply. He withdraws, and many mistake it for coldness. But in truth, it's a sacred retreat. His soul is reorganizing itself, cleansing memories, rebalancing what was once distorted. It's like a pause before the next cycle begins. And within that stillness, a reunion starts to unfold, not with her yet, but with himself. Phase 6, the inner reunion. After all the purification, the divine masculine finally finds a space of silence within himself, a place where nothing needs to be controlled. It's here that he begins to realize that true strength doesn't come from trying to fix everything, but from feeling with clarity, observing each emotion, and accepting that what he's been searching for has always existed within him. He feels a sense of peace, even if small, and begins to notice subtle signs from the universe around him, a song that plays at the perfect moment, repeating numbers, thoughts that seem to intertwine. It's a reunion with his own essence, once lost in distractions and fears. He revisits memories and old emotions, but this time with compassion and awareness. Everything that once caused pain is now understood as a lesson, a necessary part of the process that prepared him for union. It's as if he's bringing order back to his soul, reorganizing every corner that once lived in chaos. At this point, the awakened masculine begins to feel the feminine energy in a new way. It's no longer an impulsive or needy attraction, but a deep awareness. She has always been there, as a guide, a mirror, showing him what he needed to face within himself. He feels something calling him, but now it's different. It's not urgency, it's consciousness. And this inner alignment is what finally prepares the path for the energetic union, which comes next. Phase 7, the union. We've reached the most anticipated, and yet most misunderstood, phase of the entire journey, the union. But contrary to what many believe, this union doesn't begin with the physical reunion. It begins the moment the masculine and feminine within you finally stop fighting each other. The awakened divine masculine now understands that his true strength isn't in control, but in presence. He no longer needs to prove anything or chase external validation. The silence that once served as his shield has now become wisdom. The distance that once hurt has become sacred space, allowing true love to blossom without rush or fear. The divine feminine, in turn, realizes she no longer needs to heal the other in order to feel whole. She becomes complete within herself. Her love is no longer about waiting, it becomes vibration. She no longer longs for his return, because she knows the energy of union is already happening within her. And it's precisely that energy that draws the masculine back. This phase is marked by powerful synchronicities, shared dreams, repeating numbers, sensations of déjà vu. It's the universe confirming that both halves are now vibrating on the same frequency. It's not coincidence, it's alignment. And when that happens, the physical reunion becomes nothing more than a natural consequence of the energetic one. Union isn't a happy ending, in the romantic sense, it's the beginning of a new cycle, the shared mission. From this point on, the love between these two souls no longer exists just to fill an emptiness, but to expand collective consciousness. Together, they begin to inspire, to heal, to transform, and to bring light to everyone who crosses their path. Now that you've made it this far, you might begin to realize that nothing you've lived through was in vain. Every separation, every silence, every tear, it was all part of the universe's invisible design, preparing you for the true union. The divine masculine awakening isn't just about him, it's about you, too. Because while he was healing his inner wounds, you were learning to heal yours. That's the most beautiful part of the twin flame journey, understanding that, deep down, separation never truly existed. It was only a mirror for your own growth, a reminder that real love begins within. And when you finally find that inner peace, the twin flame union signs become as clear as the sunrise, subtle confirmations that the universe is already aligning everything for the reunion. But tell me, are you truly ready for this union? Because the universe only unites what vibrates at the same frequency. If this message resonated with you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. There's so much more the universe wants to reveal to you about spiritual love and the twin flame journey. The next video will show you the definitive signs that your union is about to happen.